Your killer instincts, and knowing is half the battle.
Have you played Killer Instincts?
No, but I know the slogan is knowing is half the battle.
That sounds about right. Ba, 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 ba.
Okay.
Okay, next statement. Next statement. Next statement. Next statement. Present. Present. Now we have to like go through this entire loop of them being like, "Oh, I don't know."
No, we don't. Listen, there's 4 shoulder buttons, and I got confused. Shady said it's got a killer soundtrack. Same guy did the Doom soundtrack too. Listen to a lot of Killer Instinct character songs. So good. I see that pun you did there. Killer soundtrack. Okay. What are we presenting?
Watch.
What?
The watch.
That.
Yep. Ba-da-bop.
I'm afraid that's not necessarily the case.
Ba-ba-da-bop-ba-da.
Oh.
Suck on that sandwich, if that is a real name.
I don't want to suck on a sandwich. That's a weird way to consume it.
Suck on that. What if it's one of those like the one with the
lollipop
au jus that you have to like dip?
I don't think there's any types of au jus like that I like, because I don't like roast beef. That's like the main one I hear about doing that.
You don't like roast beef?
No.
Why do you not like roast beef?
I don't
Is it
know.
a flavor
Like,
thing? Is it a texture thing? Like, what do you decide?
I mean, I doubt it'd be texture. Like, it has the same texture as lots of other meat. I just don't like roast beef.
Oh, fair enough, I guess.
At the scene, we found this key to the winder of the inspector's pocket watch.
A key.
Having wound the pocket watch, we discovered that it, in fact, still works. You see, the watch didn't stop because it was broken at all. And that fact completely undermines one of the most fundamental premises on which this entire case has been built.
What?
Order! The counselor. I don't know what you're referring to, Shady. The watch stopped at almost exactly 5 o'clock. Venus?
Yeah, which is just when we had that gunshot.
It is exactly the hour. The time that was showing on the watch tells us nothing other than when it wound down. It's merely a coincidence that it happened to be at 5 o'clock.
Even if that's true, the 3 witnesses here all heard the gunshot at 5 o'clock. So that's obviously when this crime was committed.
No, that doesn't hold.
Why not?
Recall what Inspector Lestrade said only moments ago.
There's a...
Oh, Shady, you're talking about sandwich. Reminds you of the guy in Popeye that's always eating a hamburger. Okay. What's up?
Oh, do you want me to read this?
Yeah, why not? We always read some flatbacks.
The boss, what? The boss used to wind it up every evening real fair when he was waiting for his grub to come at the pub. Said he hadn't missed a day in the last 10 years, polishing it, winding it. I mean, it meant the world to him, that watch did. He's still hungry after... You gotta continue.
The victim was in the habit of winding his watch once a day, in the evening. We can reasonably assume, therefore, that he wound the timepiece on the evening before he died as well.
Yes, that would be entirely reasonable.
But if that's the case, you wouldn't expect the watch to have completely wound down by 5 o'clock the following day.
Oh,
You missed the line.
Oh, what was it? Well, how do you explain it then?
In summary, the evening before the day of the incident, when the gunshot rang out in that room, the inspector was already unable to wind his watch.
You can't mean.
What would stop a man from winding his watch if he's been in the habit of winding it every single evening for 10 years? The obvious answer is that he was already dead.
Ba 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 ba! Bum, bum, bum,
Oh, Wellington Wimple, Shady?
Order, order! Counsel, that's the most extraordinary claim.
bum, bum. Extraordinary isn't the word, it's absurd! You claim he was already dead the night before. Do you really think that Scotland Yard's coroner would have overlooked something like that?
Well,
On that subject, there is something rather surprising. There's actually an omission in the coroner's report. The time of death is not noted.
that's right.
Yeah, I joked about that. I said the time of death was 1 of 2.
Wait a minute, you're forgetting that my legs went from under me when I kicked that door in.
What do you mean?
Like I said, I planted my hand in a great dirty puddle of blood.
Yes, so the victim's blood hadn't dried. It was fresh.
It cuts on fast, doesn't it?
But that blood could be explained in any number of ways. It could have been put there afterwards. Some fresh blood could have been poured over the victim's body after he...
Does my learned friend think that fresh blood is available on every street corner?
Pour some fresh blood over the body. Nobody'll notice.
Blood upon me. It was a fresh blood on me.
I'm just like picturing like a maple syrup commercial just pouring slowly out over the body.
Oh, that's thick. That'd be chunky. Ugh.
You like it thick? You like it chunky?
No! I don't need a Moto reference right now. Well, it needn't necessarily have been human blood, of course. We've been told previously that Scotland Yard has no idea. There's no way to identify blood as human.
The problem currently is being researched. At present, you are correct. It is beyond our abilities.
So then, a chicken's blood could have been used, for example.
Certainly a possibility that it wasn't the inspector's blood at all.
Objection.
The gunshot was heard at 5 o'clock that afternoon. That's beyond question.
Is it, though?
What?
Given that the time of death of the victim had already been called into question, it isn't beyond the realms of possibility that what these witnesses heard wasn't a gunshot at all.
Oh, please, what are you trying to say?
There's a lot to know what we heard. It was a loud bang that came from that room.
Never you listen to me. The street seller's ears are his livelihood.
Why does he still have a whip?
Because that was his personal whip he saved up for his dream job of being a coachman. That his entire life he wanted to be.
Yikes.
And he finally got the job at the ripe age of 84. And then lost at 85.
Espresso depresso!
I don't doubt your ears, sir. But all you can state with certainty is that you heard a noise.
Explain yourself then, counsel.
A noise that sounds like a gunshot. Could have been made with...
Firecracker.
The wig?
The firecrackers.
The revolver?
The revolver. It's like it's not like a gunshot. Oh my god, can you save and do that? Save and do that. See
I don't think there's gonna be a special.
Oh, that'd be so funny.
It'd be hilarious, but I don't think they're gonna have a special thing for being like. No, it sounds like a gunshot could have been made with a revolver.
With a gun.
Or the culprit could use something like this, for example.
Really, a demonstration is in order. There.
What?
If you say so, shoots the judge. Yeah, I did it. Yes, please. Show the court that you could use that to create a noise like a gunshot.
We're waiting, counsel.
Ugh. Ugh.
I may have been mistaken.
Oh, that's some big alpha energy to make him be like, shoot it.
Shoot me, come on, I dare you.
Shoot.
See what happens.
What happens? You think that's gonna make it sound like a gunshot? Then do it, you coward. And then it's just like, I guess not. I guess a gun doesn't make it sound like a gun.
I like to think, at least, that was original text just for the revolver.
Alpha Chad energy. Go ahead. Venus firecracker.
Shit, he said, give me the gun, I'll shoot me.
That's big Windabank energy.
Something like this, the culprit could have set off one of these to fake a gunshot.
Good gracious, the very fireworks as sold by the witness.
Now, hold on a minute. Are you saying I didn't? My precious little firecrackers only make a little pop anyway, see?
Don't you ever wish you were firecrackers?
You just want Venus to throw you after lighting you on fire? Is that...
Well, and a kiss.
Oh, okay.
Light me on fire, then kiss me and throw me.
I guess so.
Not 100 of them together. The Venus special that you sell for 600 pennies sounds like this. As the court can now attest, it sounds very much like a gunshot, in fact. Ah! Oh, that's you.
Ah! You're trying to suggest someone set one of those set the fireworks off at the scene.
I'm suggesting that somebody knew the defendant was in the room at 5 that day and sought to implicate him by creating a sound like a gunshot for these peddlers on Fresno Street to hear.
But even the accused himself has testified that he saw no one else in the room at the time. Whether it was a gun or a firecracker, the only person present to cause that bang was Rourke Van Zeeks. One whiff of a match and my fire poppers off. See? That's what people like them.
For your fingers, young lady.
Recently, during my time here in Britain, I've learnt a very useful invention indeed. Something called a time bomb.
Good heavens, a bomb!
Yes.
Good heavens, a time!
Yes, a device that allows you to blow up whatever you like, whenever you like.
Mr. Naruhodo, I worry that your unfortunate phrasing there may lead to yet another international incident.
Ah, no, wait. It's the whenever you like part that's important.
A time device.
Yes, exactly. A time device. Something of that nature could have been planted at the scene. A device that was able to produce the sound of a gunshot long after the culprit had left.
Your extravagant claim left to be substantiated with evidence, counsel. What proof do you have to suggest in any way that a timed device employed to create the sound of a gunshot sound? The sound of a gunshot sound.
The candlestick.
You sure?
Yeah.
I won't save it then. As the court has already discussed, the tip of one of the candles in this candelabrum has been blown off.
Indeed, because it was struck by the bullet, which presumably passed to the victim.
I don't think that's possible, my lord.
Not possible. Why?
Because of the scorching. There are gunpowder scorch marks clearly visible on the broken candle.
There are. Goodness, yes. But is it not the case? This was also scorching of the victim around the bullet entry wound.
That's right, there was. But as we heard earlier, scorching like that only occurs when the target is at very close range, a matter of centimeters from the gun.
Ah,
Which means that the scorching of the candle can't possibly be the result of a gunshot.
You're suggesting it came from the firework.
could that be possible, eh?
The fact there's such visible scorching in the candle suggests that the fireworks must have been right next to it when they exploded. Or to put it another way, the candle and firecrackers were joined together. The culprit somehow attached the firecrackers at a point partway down the candle. After the killer had left the scene, the candle slowly burnt down along with the other two, until eventually it ignited the fuse of the firecrackers, generating a loud
Bang!
and that is how these three witnesses came to believe they'd heard a gunshot at 5 o'clock.
Well, what apply? This implies the victim could have died earlier than we've been led to believe. The previous day, and even. Now, just hold your horses. All this lot here saw the victim go into the building, remember?
I couldn't forget the flame-colored hair, even if I wanted to. The person you saw entering the building wasn't the victim at all. Consider this. Obviously, anybody can wear a wig, so the person that these witnesses saw enter the building 15 minutes before the incident occurred could easily have been someone else entirely, wearing the red hairpiece.
Someone else? Do you mean to say?
It was the same person who contrived the firecracker trick. In other words, Inspector Gregson's killer.
Oh, very impressive, Rinosuke Naruhodo.
Kazuma?
I'm really quite amazed you've come this far. But after all, wasn't I the one who told you that you had all the makings of a great defense lawyer?
Huh.
I also noted the lack of a time of death in this report, a stark omission. But you see, that's an outdated autopsy report. Ah! It's the origin of the outdated autopsy. It would be so upsetting to me if he actually said that.
And then the game ends. That's the end of the game.
This entire prequel was just to establish the trope of the outdated autopsy report. But as far as I'm concerned, this whole country's justice system leaves a lot to be desired.
He says in front of the entire judiciary of the country.
Order! Prosecutor Asoki. What on earth do you mean by that statement?
You hurt my feelings! I heard that many of the leading members of Britain's judiciary are present to observe this trial today.
So I made sure to insult them all at once.
It's the Japanese way, apparently. It just runs in. It's just genetic. They're just like, I have to walk into a room and insult as many things as possible about it. So I wanted to make sure everybody was.
He's just more efficient than Naruto.
We cannot allow even the slightest doubt to be overlooked. The defense assertion about the time of death, based on the victim's stopwatch, is just conjecture. But while the possibility exists that my learned friend may be correct, we have a duty to explore it.
He's saying learned friend.
I know he keeps calling him his learned friend.
Well, certainly, I would agree with you.
What immediately comes to mind is, of course, what was Inspector Gregson doing and where did he go the day before the incident?
What was he doing and where did he go? Where did he?
What was he doing? Inspector Gregson.
Inspector Greg Joe. Do you know?
Inspector Greg Joe. The inspector was carried out his investigative work alone. His movements were treated as confidential within Scotland Yard.
Even within the yard.
However, considering the evidence we've been presented with so far, I'd say it's fairly apparent what case the man was pursuing, wouldn't you, my learned friend? I do have a feeling about what case he might have been investigating.
Yes, I agree, surely. My lord, the defense believes it can explain to the court the case that was being investigated by Inspector Gregson at the time of his death.
Very well, counsel. Present your argument to the court. What evidence is suggestive of the case being investigated by the inspector on the day prior to the incident?
Hachi Machi, say for this one.
But some
This is
stellar
not going in the
confidence.
direction- Well, it was like I've been pretty confident so far. I just don't like. I wasn't expecting it to go this direction. What's the next item? I mean, I would assume it is this, but I guess let's keep going just to verify.
Oops, wrong way.
That's not going to be relevant. Wait, maybe because of him going missing. Keep going though. No. 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 Mm-mm. No. 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 Yeah, do the newspaper, I guess.
I believe
Oh,
this
it could've
red
been either
hairpiece
that.
points to the answer. Yeah, it could be two answers.
Hmm.
You might assume it was part of a disguise used to carry out an undercover investigation.
Surely not. Such a brightly colored hairpiece would only serve to make the inspector more noticeable.
Yes, that's quite true. It would definitely have made him stand out in a crowd. Except, that is, in a crowd of gentlemen from the Red-Headed League.
The Red-Headed League.
So, you'd already worked it out.
What on earth is this all about? They're such an extraordinary league of gentlemen.
The Red-Headed League is currently in investigation for a grand deception.
A deception of what nature, counsel?
They've been targeting red-headed men all over London, pricking them out of small sums of money. 2 men were arrested for the misdemeanor only yesterday, in fact.
My lord, the defense calls for those 2 men to be summoned at once.
Two redheads.
Inspector Gregson clearly infiltrated the Red-Headed League using this hairpiece, so it's very likely that he had direct contact with these criminals. It's quite possible that such contact led to more serious events.
I concur that we cannot in good conscience leave this new avenue unexplored.
Well done, Mr. Naruhodo.
Well, if another possible line of inquiry first, at least.
The prosecution will make immediate arrangements for the charged men to appear. Bring these 2 red-headed league conspirators before me, Prosecutor Osogi.
At once, my lord. Ooh.
Very good. We'll have a 30-minute recess. Court is adjourned.
Trying to decide if we should do a
I was gonna ask you, do you want to do an escapade if this is like a really good stopping point?
Like, I feel like an escapade isn't going to take 30 minutes of the thing, but like,
We can
It
do
might.
the 2 escapades that are left. If we go
Yeah.
a little bit over, at least we did them, you know?
yeah, I guess that makes sense. Because otherwise it's going to be a weirder stopping point than this.
Oh,
I have to let it do this before I can. Back to title. Yes, save.
Escapade. Bring on the goofs. Okay, while you load the escapade, I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick.
Okay. I want to actually wait to load it until Inheritance gets back. But while this brief pause, I'm sure I'll say it again at the end of stream, but a reminder that next week's stream of Great Ace Attorney is on Sunday. So that's only 4 days from now. It'll be back to Mondays again after that, so... And otherwise, I mentioned in the Discord, but starting, I believe, the first week in April, I will be starting up Majora's Mask Randomizer as my current plan. So look forward to that. Otherwise, back. There we go.
I'm back.
30th of April, 12:20 p.m. Briar Road.
So this is like months ago. Oh my gosh, yeah. We used to.
Sir, Constable Raleigh Beat reporting for duty.
Is this before or after their case?
No idea.
Thanks to the good offices of Lord Van Zeeks, I'm back on my beat here in the capital, doing my best for the
After?
good citizens of London. Sir!
My Rowley. Back in his Bobby uniform, you couldn't look any more handsome if you tried.
My love, you say the sweetest things. Oh, Pat.
Oh, Rowley.
To us, Lord Van Zeeks isn't the Reaper of the Bailey at all.
Oh, no, of course not. He's the patron saint of Bobbies.
The patron saint? Oh yes, Pat, you're so right, my darling. Keep us in pocket, he is. On my first day back at the job, what did I find in the gutter? A shilling, my love. A whole shilling.
Oh, Rowley. I always believed in you. I always knew one day you'd find some big, small change.
With just that shilling, I could buy you a cheap bunch containing a single flower, my sugar.
A single flower. Oh, how romantic.
But I'm so sorry, Pat. Only moments ago, that shilling disappeared.
He's doing
What?
the woo.
He is.
Disappeared? But how, my love? How?
I think maybe... No, I'm sure. It was this girl here, sir. You swiped my precious shilling, didn't you, you cheeky little diver?
She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Just flipping it around her finger. Like, actually, that's the actual shilling she stole. I've never even seen a shilling in my life.
What's the shilling? I only know what yen are.
You took your time getting round to me, didn't you? I thought that lovey-dovey stuff weren't gonna end. So, a shilling you say lifted from you where don't know nothing about it. Where's the evidence, eh?
Right there. The evidence is dancing around.
Oh my god, that was it!
The evidence is dancing around the back of your hand, young lady.
I like to think that's the shilling through the whole game, 2 games that she's been It's Rolly. That's the origin of the shilling.
I mean, this was before we met her.
Was it? No, we met her with the Magnus McGilda case.
Oh, you're right, but I don't think she had the shilling back then. She had the gun, remember?
No, I think she had the shilling when she testified.
You gotta check the VODs.
You stole it from me. You left it from my pocket just now. You got a nerve stealing from Bobby.
Cobbers, this coin's mine. How could you know anyway? How could you know if it was taken just now or not?
Dear me, you don't get it, do you? We've hardly got a penny to our name, so that coin felt as heavy to me as a bar of gold.
Eh?
I'm telling you, the moment it left my pocket, I knew. I felt myself get a good few pounds lighter.
Ah!
Yep, that coin has my blood, sweat, and tears all over it.
What's the matter with you, Mr. Naruto? He's been here the entire time.
Me? Sorry? Of course he's here. How else would we be seeing this?
I guess so. When the lady's in trouble, the true gent's supposed to be there to help straight away, not an hour late.
This isn't my fault. I haven't stolen anything.
What about you, Ash Holmes? I thought you were supposed to be a great detective. Dear me. Sorry.
Dear me, Miss Lestrade.
You know what voice it is.
Oh, we don't know who it is.
We know exactly who it is. Do it.
Until I see who it is, I don't know who it be. Oh, it was Shums. Dear me, Miss Lestrade. You took your time getting around to me, didn't you? I thought that long dispute was never going to end. See, I wouldn't have thought Iris was here.
Yeah, but she didn't speak with question marks, and plus her sound effect would be different.
You keep saying that, but I still haven't internalized that male and female characters in this game have different sound effects.
Listen to
Like,
it when they talk right now.
No, I know. I believe that it's true. I'm saying my brain doesn't wrap its head around it. That's why I miss my cue all the time, because I'm like, I don't know who that is. If I'm not like looking at the screen at the time. That's it though. How does Iris sound?
Like a little girl that's British.
Well, yeah, but like I keep wanting to go to Pearl.
That's also a doctor.
You only said give us a minute when we spotted you over the road and said hello. And that was 10 minutes ago, Ginny. We've just been standing here listening to you quarrel with this Bobby.
Everybody was just standing here listening to that.
You beg your pardon, madam. You shouldn't be troubling the public with police business.
But that feeling belongs to us, doesn't it, Bobby?
Rolly.
Of course it does, my love. It's just for you and me, my darling.
She's just supposed to be a nice stroll with Iris and Mr. Sholmes before afternoon tea. Why did we have to run into another fiasco on Briar Road? I don't really see how we could be of any help, Gina. There's no way of knowing who the coin really belongs to if it was just dropped in the gutter.
I wouldn't be too sure of that, Runo.
What?
I have a feeling I might know the answer to the question of whose coin that is.
Ah, my bright young fellow lodger. Let us hear your deduction.
Well, there's actually a reason why I suggested a stroll down by a road.
When she took out the gun, I thought they were just gonna make up another bullshit like technology that like this has the ability to tell you whoever spent the coin, the true owner of money.
Who was the last person who touched it?
Oh, what reason?
You see, I was here yesterday, and well, I dropped a little something. So I want to come and look for it while enjoying an afternoon stroll.
Wait, you dropped something? You don't mean...
It was the pocket money that Hurley gave me.
What's this, Iris? You dropped that, did you?
I'm sorry. I went to the market on Lime Street yesterday to pick up some herbs. But on the way, I must have dropped it. The 1 shilling coin you gave me.
Oh,
Up 1 bob bit?
Yes, and when I thought I'd back over the route I took, I realized I must have dropped it here. Constable, you haven't seen it, have you? It's all my pocket money. Now it's gone.
well, I'm afraid I don't know anything about that, young lady.
Did he ever do this pose in court?
I don't think so.
Or is this a new animation just for the short?
It's a new animation just for the short. It's just
What's rotten luck dropping your money like that? Sorry.
I dare say the constable and his companion could give you your money. Why not?
If it's all the same to you, Mr. Sherloms, I think I'd prefer not to be used as the yardstick for luck and guilt.
Well, it's tough, really, and Iris, you dropped it, so it ain't yours no more. Anyway, you know what they say, what goes around comes around, so don't feel bad.
Bad luck, Iris. Doesn't look like you're going to get your coin back.
Oh, I can't believe I've lost it. Straight after Harley gave it to me as well.
Yes, regrettable indeed. I seem to recall that particular coin was rather significant.
What do you mean, significant?
To be specific, it was especially significant to you, Bruno.
Significant to me? Ah, you don't mean... It was the coin from last night's wager.
The very same, my dear fellow.
What's this then? What wager? It was a game of poker, a duel between Hurley and Runo.
That's when the poker started?
They invented poker.
No, I mean in the Naruhodo family.
Well, do they play? Do
you not remember
play
it? Beginning of First Case Ace Attorney 4?
Which one's Ace Attorney for?
One with Apollo Justice.
Oh yeah, but wasn't he like actively like really bad at?
No, he was really bad at piano.
Oh, you're right.
He hadn't lost a game of poker.
He was really good at poker, really bad at piano.
Yeah, he hadn't lost a game of poker. And so I don't think it's a coincidence that they brought up that.
Probably not.
They're probably like, that's genetic. He's genetically good at poker.
Yeah.
Wait, no,
never
but
actually
Runo
finished
lost
that
it.
case.
Oh, you're gonna say you did what?
Did we actually finish? Oh yeah, we finished that.
Yeah,
case,
we did. We started the second case. Okay, well.
Poker? What? That tricky card game you mean? As a lawyer, I have the perfect poker face. You'll never be able to tell what I'm thinking, said he. Having a poker face doesn't make you good at poker. It just means that you're good at not revealing your hand. You still need to be good at poker to be good at poker.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot about probabilities and like.
But yeah, and knowing when to do things, you know.
And memory. Like,
Yeah.
like it or not, counting cards is what any good poker player does. They count which cards come out.
But that's what but yeah, like just knowing, just being able to read somebody's expression doesn't make you good at poker.
But on the flip side, if you're otherwise not good at it but have a good poker face, it is essentially just RNG at that point, just chaotic luck.
I love to think of it is true that real life does have RNG. Real funny.
I just call anything random as RNG.
I know, but it's funny. It's like
Hey,
it's like that tier list, that YouTube channel, right? That does like
numbers are real. They're a thing that exists. It's physics and stuff. That's all random numbers. So.
Sure, I know, but like just it again, it feels like it feels like a birthday, like calling a birthday like a software update. You know?
Not sure. I'm not sure that I agree with the analogy, but
Not like maybe not a software update, but like
Like-
maybe.
therapy sessions are maybe a software update. In
we could
fact,
create
in
they should
fact,
be
from this
escapades
point
about
on,
us playing it.
what?
They should just package our weird diatribes as like escapades within the escapades. Like we're talking about the same kind of nonsense that these characters are talking about.
No, we're way more nonsensical right now. Well, let Sholmes say his line.
Oh, but to pirate Mr. Naruhodo of his entire fortune was even easier than finding that missing thoroughbred.
It was so infuriating. Reliving it now still makes me grit my teeth. Sorry, Iris. I had every intention of paying you back the money I owe you, but you'll have to wait, I'm afraid.
Yes, I know. Don't worry. Next month's fine.
Let me guess, Odo, your whole fortune.
With one whole shilling, my entire monthly stipend, I lost all of it.
Why would you gamble your entire monthly stipend?
We've already established that Ryunosuke makes bad choices,
Oh,
especially with money. And I think that runs in the family too.
that's
It's-
so infuriating.
They're just genetically bad with money. It's the same gene as being prone to like point out contradictions.
Yeah, it's
It makes you. It also makes you bad at money or bad with money, and able to play poker to some level. As I handed it over to Mr. Sholmes, I gritted my teeth so hard my gums started to bleed.
Please, Bruno, don't exaggerate the horrible image.
I know I have it in my head now.
Yeah.
What about a lawyer who borrows money from a 10-year-old girl? Now that's a horrible image.
Why do I feel like my reputation with this couple has just fallen through the floor?
There are a few things more invigorating than taking a man for all he's worth. Sholmes, you're supposed to be friends. Don't be a jerk.
I mean, is he wrong though?
I mean, are there being more invigorating things than taking a man everything for all that they're worth?
Yeah, there's a few things that are more invigorating than that.
I mean, fair.
Don't be so pleased with yourself, Harley. It's not as if Bruno ever had the chance of winning.
Wait, what? What do you mean by that?
Well, using that special ink I developed, anyone could.
Thank you, Iris. That will do. I'm sure this conversation.
It cut you off, unfortunately, after conversation.
Is proving very dull for everyone. What's done is done. The game is over now. There's milk.
Special thank you, sir. Well, sir, it sounds like sort of risky business right up my alley.
Oh, Rolly, I love her dauntless spirit. You laugh in the face of danger.
Yeah, come on, then, Iris. Spill it. What's this special ink about, eh?
Ah, well, it's what's sometimes called invisible ink. All you have to do is write the suit and number on the reverse side of every card. With the aid of some special glasses, the whole game is laid bare to you.
Wait, you were wearing glasses last night, weren't you, Mr. Sholmes? He said something along the lines of, my eyesight appears to have suddenly worsened. The moment you failed to question... Oh, no, let's see.
And the moment you failed to question that as odd was the moment I knew I'd won the game.
Mind games, was it? Trying to throw me off with your eccentric ways.
So you're telling me Sholmes could see every card Oda had?
What? But that's not mind games, that's blatant cheating.
My dear fellow, what an accusation! Would you honestly consider me a cheat, please? I prefer a trickster.
Whatever you call it, the game doesn't count now, understand, Mr. Sholmes?
Dear me. Well, out of respect for the bad grace with which you take defeat, allow me to return your shilling.
Turns it around at him. Did you hear that, Gina? So give it here.
Eh? Let me out of this. The pop bit was mine from the start, no question.
No, sir. That there one bad bit was lifted from this here baby's pocket only a few moments ago.
So what you keep saying? Come on then, where's the...
Wow, your thing's cutting out a lot now.
Eh,
Literally just at the end.
Yeah.
That. The law, right, is all about evidence. I know my stuff. You see, Mr. Awahudo, use a trite excuse in court and others will parrot it.
Only whatever I do say in court, it isn't a trite excuse, you know.
as I said, sir, that coin's got my blood, sweat, and tears all over it.
That's right, it has. Only his blood, sweat, and tears are the evidence.
Blood, you say? In that case, it's time for this.
Wait, does he literally have blood on it? Ah,
I mean, if he does,
Do-
we'll figure it out.
do you think?
Well, if there's any trace of blood on that coin, we'll soon know about it.
I wouldn't do
All right,
this.
Ginny, hold very still.
Like, I just would not want to think about it. Traces of blood, like on any money, because it could be.
Eh, what?
Ah!
Look at that. See there on the coin. It's clearly changed color.
In other words, there is blood on this coin.
Once again, I said, sir, my blood, sweat, and tears.
Oh, wait, I've seen blood turn that color before. Yes, I know it is. I know whose coin it is.
Window bank. Window bank.
What? The rightful owner of this bloodstained shilling is... Runo!
Also, wasn't the blood color thing, that was from the final case though, right?
Yeah.
So this takes place after the final case? But Gina is what? Ah! Huh, me.
But it's hard, too hard. And from the appearance of the blood, I would say it's quite fresh, left within the last 24... Oh yeah, because he gritted his teeth so badly that he drew blood.
Within the last... and in that case...
So this is the coin what Holmes had our photo last night in the poker game. Oh, Runo, do you mean you really did make your gums bleed?
I told you I was so infuriated to lose I had to grit my teeth as I handed over the money.
Gosh. Blimey, you're as odd up as me by the sound of it, but I thought you had a proper job.
Come on, Gina, just hand it over, would you? The shilling that's rightfully mine.
Ah, fine, alright then. Just stop your bleeding staring.
Are you bleeding?
Did somebody say I'm bleeding?
I finally... Wait, this music?
Yeah,
Has this music been in any of the escapades?
Nope. This
Like,
is as
they-
good of a victory as finding somebody innocent of murder.
They literally brought the music back from the original trilogy just for this. I finally have it back. It's like a dream come true.
Nearly had that one in the bag and all. That's wonderful news, Runo. I'm so happy for you. Now then, as you promised, I'd like my money back, please. The shilling I lent you before.
Ah,
You did say that you'd pay it back out of this month's pocket money, didn't you?
oh, yes. Well then, I suppose...
My dear fellow, do be kind to your gums.
Looks like that shilling was always destined to be taken from you, sir.
For some reason, the phrase serves you right.
So, Iris is promised. Here is the shilling I owe
What?
you.
It doesn't. This doesn't make sense in any way, shape, or form.
Why?
He gambled money that he didn't have. Is that the whole point?
No, he gambled away his month's stipend.
So why did he borrow from Iris if he had already his stipend? I think he borrowed.
He
I think
borrowed
next month's stipend.
he borrowed from Iris because he already used the stipend, I guess.
Yeah, so it's next month's stipend that he's paying that he was supposed to pay her back with.
I mean, she already gave money though to him.
Yeah, the coin that he has in his hand. So she shouldn't have said that it was Runo's coin. She should have been like, it's the money that I let him borrow that he. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
No, he
Iris
gambled
he
away the
borrowed
money.
Yeah.
She lent him money because he didn't have anything for this month.
The
money
okay,
that
got it. Yeah. You're right. He gambled the money away. Then she gave him money because he wouldn't have anything to eat with or to spend his money. You know, he wouldn't have a
yeah,
stipend.
the money that was gambled away from him, Sholmes gave to Iris.
Yeah.
And then blah
So-
blah blah.
Yeah. I'm good. It's very confusing, but it makes sense in my head.
Yeah.
Oh, you're repaying me already? Well, thank you. Next month would have been fine, though. What's this all about anyway? What are you lending Oda money for?
That's
never
literally-
mind. It's different.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. Well, actually, it was because I went to the live stream market yesterday to buy herbs. For Runo. Herbs for Odo.
Yes, the tea Mrs. Ada left behind is top quality Gyokuro tea, but it's just so bitter. So now Iris suggested mixing it with some herbs to make it more palatable. I asked her to buy me some. Okay, so never mind. Little
Yeah,
wrong.
This
but
entire argument that we had.
I
That's-
just feel silly now. At least it wasn't on camera.
Just cut the escapades from the VOD.
That's right. We've made a special Japanese level tea with leftover Gyokuro. I'm going to call it Susie's Special Blend. I hope you all try it.
The excruciating bitterness clings to the throat. If you could persuade the bright green gloop to leave the cup.
Why, it sounds quite delicious. Yeah, right. We're actually pretty close to 8 o'clock.
Yeah, we goofed a lot, so.
Well, it would appear the Shilling's brief adventures are now at the end.
Adventures?
You must agree, my dear fellow, that the coin has made a considerable journey since last night.
Let's see. Originally, it was the coin I was supposed to give to Iris to pay her for the herbs. But then in our poker duel last night, it passed to you, Mr. Sholmes.
Who gave it to Iris as spending money? But then I dropped it here sometime yesterday. Then my beloved Rowie found it a little while and picked it up.
For it was lifted from my pocket with this here diver.
And then I used my favorite gun to show up the blood that was on it. And let it slip that Sholmes as a scam is in his card game last night.
The annulment of which resulted in the coin returning to the ownership of Mr. Naruto.
Allowing me to pay Iris the money I owed her after all. For the herbs she'd bought in order to make Susie's special blend tea.
And now, after all of that, the coin is resting safely in my pocket.
Man, this feels like a Zelda fetch quest, like trade quest.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. And that was an adventure. But what are we supposed to take away from it?
This 1 shilling coin belongs to Iris and Iris alone, I think.
I cannot fault your observation, Mr. Naruto.
Well, you know what they say.
What goes around comes around.
Why do I get the feeling that Iris knew it was coming around to her from the very beginning?
Priceless, as they say. Well then, my dear fellow, how about this evening we indulge in some bitter tea and a bitter rematch? I'll even allow you to stake the coming month's stipend money in advance.
I fold. It's okay, all of them are poor, except Iris.
Yeah.